Okay, and who am I introducing first, or I'm just introducing both of you?
You can introduce me first, because I'm going to talk first, and then Cole's going to do the
Okay.
part.
All right. Ready?
Steady.
Here we go. Oh, I have to have permission from you now.
Perfect.
I'm dying. This is funny. Okay. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We are so excited to come here and bring this to you tonight. I'm super excited about the two women. I absolutely adore them, love them. Excellent. I mean, just excellent friends, excellent people, just brilliant. And two of the most conscious women that I know. And so I felt like this was something that was so needed for us to do, was to bring this global breath. And as soon as we got on the phone together, the three of us were like, oh yeah, let's do this and that. And so it just really came together. And so I am so honored to have Kole Whitty and Giselle Koy on. They are both Paleo FX speakers, have been for several years, and just really blessed to have both of these women in my life and part of my life team. And so what I want to kind of offer to you first, before I let them kind of take things away here, because they have a whole lot more experience with this kind of stuff than I do, but I wanted to offer up that right now everything seems really scary and seems really fearful, and lots of information is coming and it's overwhelming, and there's a lot of misinformation, and then there's a lot of fear stuff. And so I just want us to all take this moment, because there's only one thing we all can control, and that's what's going on between our two ears right here. That's all we can control. And so it's okay if you don't have answers. It is okay if you're a little bit scared and you're a little bit fearful about what's happening and what's going to happen to you when this is all over with, or, will you be here when it's all over with? That's all for legitimate. But right now, what I want you to do is let that go and calm yourself and take time for yourself right now with these two women, and let them walk you through what can put you into parasympathetic, because then you can make really good decisions, because then you have access to your prefrontal cortex, which you need to make really good decisions. But the other thing I want to offer before they start is to tell you that I would like for everyone to join in a global vision for humanity, for all of humanity, that we will end up being the best of humanity when this is all over with, that we will see the best in each other, that we will start understanding and recognizing and holding each other with high regard and respect, because we're all human. Doesn't matter what color our skin is, doesn't matter what our gender is, doesn't matter what our gender bias is, doesn't matter any of that stuff. None of that matters. At the end of the day, we're all humans, and we are all here for an experience that we're supposed to do with each other. And so I want us to all hold humanity in the highest vision, for us to all come out of this to become better people, to become healthier people, to become more responsible, become more loving and kind people. And I just want, as you're going through this, hold that vision, continue to hold that vision. And every time you become fearful, go back to that vision and hold it for everyone, including yourself. And so I'm going to have my good friend Giselle Koy get us going.
Thank you, Michelle. That was a beautiful introduction and a beautiful viewpoint, because there's always a higher view. And I feel like that's what it's all about. Let's get the higher view. So I want to start by sending everyone a virtual hug right now. I'm just going to send that to everyone, and just like, everybody, I love you so much, and just sending that. Doesn't that feel good? I can feel that. Everybody's smiling on the call, so that's nice. So let's spend some time this evening just relaxing and raising our vibration together. Just simply that. Let's do that, and let's begin right now. We're just going to go right into it. So feet on the floor if you can, and let's just go ahead and take our attention to our belly right now and put our hands on our belly. So we have feet on the floor. We have our hands on our belly. And we're going to start to just empty our belly into our hands. Whoa, just relaxing our gut instinct level right now. And the energy will shift from all this upper respiratory stuff down into the lower part of the body, the grounded, the base chakra. So continue to just let this energy breathe into your hands with every breath. So you'll be aware of your breath. Your stomach will feel your hands pushing in and out. And we're going to hold that for a while. We're just going to keep that lower belly breathing. And then we're going to take our attention to our heart right now. And just by putting an intention on activating our heart space, we do that. And we are going to turn these powerful machines on. And yes, they are powerful. And we're going to turn them on so we can start heart coherence within ourselves, with each other, with people on the call, and through the whole world. Because yes, our hearts are that powerful. So here we are, we're relaxing, just relaxing more and more, belly breathing, just letting all that go into our hands. And now let's just notice our nervous system beginning to calm. And let's do a breath together. So the breath that I want to propose tonight, I learned recently, is an extremely calming breath. We're going to do one of them. Kole's going to do some other breathing exercises later, but this is just to get us started on this part. And we're going to breathe in 7 seconds in, and seven counts out. And we're going to breathe through our nose, and we're going to keep breathing into our belly. So let's go. Count for yourself, and let's begin now. Beautiful. I hope you can feel that energy shift within your system. And now we want to invite our higher teams upstairs. Our teams upstairs are doing so much work to usher in this. They're busy working things out. So let's send some of our energy up to our higher teams that are working on our behalf. And also let's call in our higher selves for this call. Let's call in our guides, whoever you work with, source. We can just call it divine intelligence. And divine intelligence is always operating and never abandons us. And the best part about divine intelligence is it operates from a divine plan. And there's always a divine plan in place higher than what we can see down here. And I love that thought. There is always a higher plan. Yeah, so now with their eyes closed, if they're still closed, let's create an organized geometry of peace right now. And in your mind's eye, you're going to see a net circling the entire globe. And at each crisscross of the net, where each string touches, there's a diamond. So it's a diamond-studded net, and it's shooting light into the galaxy, and it's also shooting light down to Earth, into our cells, into our bodies. And we're just like shining up Earth. Like Earth is under this fog right now, appears to be. And so we're just bringing this shiny, bright light and just like brightening up Earth right now. Just 1, 2, 3, brightening Earth, sparkling those rays in and out. And you can open your eyes now if you want. I'm going to talk a little bit about the spring equinox. Literally right now, this moment, within hours, is the peak of the spring equinox. So Michelle, you picked a great evening for this call. And the energies have been very intense all day. I've been aware of them. And it's really been a beautiful energy despite everything that's happening, because it's about balance. So we're balancing the light and the dark, and we're also learning to be the balance. So very auspicious moment tonight. And equinoxes always bring in profound energy, where the veil is thinner and we can see things and we can amplify our energy stronger. And we can get together like on this call and do great things for humanity. So hello, spring equinox, which is also about new. So that's another reason it's so good, because there's a lot of new coming. So let's talk about what's happening right now. We are feeling this fog, this heaviness pressing on us. We are feeling this just heavy pressing like a great fog, because we're in great unknown times. There's no doubt about it. So many things are changing, and they will keep changing, and they'll keep changing, and ultimately they will change for the better. I've been calling this the great reboot, preparing us for boom times. Now just take a minute and breathe that in, and how does that shift your energy? When you think that we are in the great reboot leading to boom times, that just makes me kind of excited. I mean, the reality, the current day-to-day reality might not excite me, but if we are in this part of this divine plan that's shifting this way, wow, we are here in a magnificent time. And let's face it, the world has been needing a reboot. We've been saying forever, this is going to collapse. This system isn't working. It really just kind of got to that point, and we're at that place where it's not the end, but it is a form of external falling away right now. There have been predictions about this, that we needed to prepare for times. We needed to get provisions for our homes. We might be separated. And that is exactly what's happening now. So this call is about creating a loving framework on how to view this from a higher level and use our skills to move through this with ease and grace. So I love looking at things from a higher level. And we're also doing this call to bring in optimism, ease and grace and optimism. You can just feel your body just shimmering with that word right there. Just like, yeah, we can go there. And there will be a reboot, and we will come out, and we will be totally different. And we will have a new set of values, and we will have a new way of connecting. Everyone's talking right now about the main goal is being to get out of fear, which is, of course, is true. How we do that exactly when our nervous systems are constantly fired up with the next piece of news. And yes, there's been some good news coming in, but like so many triggers, you can get triggered from a friend who's in a fear-based area. You can get triggered from the news, whatever's happening. Especially when you hear about the government doing something, you're like, oh man, what? So we need to be careful about that, about how we do that, because right now, it's a total mindset game. That's what's up, a mindset game. And our skills are needed to be the example to those around us. And the game requires mastering 3 things. That's what we're working on now. Number 1, learning how to be with ourselves. Whoa, this is hard. The world surges into action every morning, and we're in our cars and we're accomplishing and we're going and doing stuff. And we're not used to being still. The world is actually becoming still. The world is slowing down to a still point. And we're having to find that within ourselves. And that's a lot of work to be able to self-regulate your mindset and be with yourself. But we're being called to do this, and we will do this, and you will learn to do this. So constant busyness has been the way, and now a new way is being called for. So we're going to learn those skills. We're going to figure out what our self-talk is. What are we listening to? We're going to understand that our vibrational diet, everything coming at us from every angle, is our reality. And that's epigenetics, and that's lifestyle, and that's how we live, and that's how we high vibe everything. I've been talking to a lot of friends lately about, I'm like, how are you doing? Are you feeling isolated? And these are single women that live alone. And they're like, I live in isolation. And I've heard at least 3 friends say that they live in isolation, and it's by choice. And I would say it's more like an immersion. They're immersing themselves in a transformation, because this is a massive transformational process we're going to. And some people just want to be alive and aware for the process. So they've already been isolating. The second skill we want to learn is to learn to master calming ourselves down and having agency over our bodies. So we're learning how to be with ourselves, master our thoughts, and we're also learning how to master our bodies. How wonderful. I mean, there's so many programs online. They're talking about protocols of how to deal with the coronavirus. And I love hearing them all. They're really good. Appearon did one last night that was really interesting. If you didn't see that, they'll probably post it. You can check them out. But we're learning to calm, and there's so many ways to do it. Like, I love all the tech devices, like the entrainment things, like the Muse. I love listening to meditations. Everything is good. Personally, I like to recommend immersing in the natural organic frequencies, like hearing the birds sing, grounding, getting your feet on the ground, laying in the grass, letting the electromagnetic energy of the earth come up and create homeostasis in your body. And just laying there. And then while you're there, looking up at the sun is the best of all immune boosters at the moment. It's just streaming DNA upgraded codes into our eyes, into our pineal, stimulating that so we can sleep better at night, because we're all having, I don't know if everyone, but I've been having a little bit of problem sleeping. And so that is going to help us laying in the grass. And also we're receiving vitamin C, we're boosting our immune system, the sun. The sun, the sun. So I like going to the park every night and doing all those things. And the third skill we're going to learn to master is to learn the art of surrender. Just that word. You know, when you are pushing so hard, I remember when I was moving from Sedona to Austin, I was pushing. It's like I was guided to leave, and everything was pushing me to leave and come to Austin. And I was just fighting and hanging on. And then finally I just surrendered and just went with the flow. And it was great. And we're being called to surrender right now because we are in this experience and we are here. But this is just a fog that will lift and we will step into a new earth. That is what's happening. You know the story of King Arthur. When they go across the lake into Avalon. They have to go through the fog, the mist, and this is, in order to get into that fifth dimensional experience. We're in that fog right now. We've been hearing about New Earth for a couple of years, and New Earth, this right now is the great awakener, the shifter that's ushering it in. So I say we collectively throw a GPS dart into the future because it won't look like this. We'll remember this as the fog time. And when the fog clears, the magic is revealed. So it will be a new earth. You will be a new person. We will be stepping into a brighter future. We are literally creating a new blueprint for the human being and for humanity and for how society works and everything. It's just overwhelming to go into, and that is what is happening. So stay informed and be smart. Listen to the experts that are talking to you, that know all the things, and keep your vibration high. That's your main focus. Focus on surrendering and mastering calming and mastering your mindset. And start to notice something. Aren't you connecting to people in a new way already? I mean, the earth is already changing. The waters in the Venice Canal turned aqua blue and dolphins and swans went into that today. I'm sure y'all saw that on the news. How fabulous is that? And then I had a friend who posted a post that said, Corona is bringing gifts. What 3 gifts did you receive today? And I have a theory that social media is going to flip from all this gloom and doom to like all these magical stories of connection. And that's going to raise this crown frequency up into the higher dimensions as we make our great shift. So there's a lot of people right now that are doing really well, and that's amazing. And there's a lot of people that are booming financially, and that's amazing. We want that. We want our economy moving. And if you're like, wow, I'm not booming and I'm really hurting that way, just wait. It will come in its own time. There's a lot of new gifts coming. And just hang on. Just hang on. So high vibe your life. If you have children, put a spa on your Spotify and train your house. Talk on the phone with your friends. My favorite new thing that I'm doing is puzzles and podcasts. I'm doing a 1,000-piece Birth of Venus puzzle right now. And I kind of want to start a puzzle club when I'm done. I need to trade puzzles with somebody. And I feel like we're in the Birth of Venus. It's kind of amazing. And don't be ashamed to admit if you're lonely or isolated. We are humans. We are isolated. And that push of the isolation is what makes us reach out and connect. See that geometry? It's beautiful. So now, thank you for letting me talk, Michelle, about this. I'm really inspired to give the good message of the higher viewpoint. And now Kole's going to lead us through some breathing and some visualization.
Thank you so much, Giselle. I so appreciate you doing that, and I could not agree with you more. It's so funny because Kole and I were on a podcast earlier, and we were talking about this, that universe is telling us to slow down. It is needing to recharge. We all need to recharge. That was so beautiful, because I think it's like everybody that's really waking up is understanding and seeing this and connecting and really understanding that the earth is trying to give us messages and tell us what we need to do in order to really thrive as human beings and to really have amazing lives and have a beautiful, spiritual human experience while we're here. So thank you so much for that. And yay, Kole.
Yeah.
I know you're ready for this.
Like, what's back there? I'm like, oh, it's my lights. So good to have a little reflection. I'm so honored and excited to spend this time with everyone, for everyone, whatever. See if I can switch my little speaker view here. Should be switching. Does it show you on my screen, or does it show you, Michelle? Out of curiosity. It shows me. Okay, beautiful. That's what we want. So first off, I want to thank everyone that's taking this time and this moment for you. You might have a lot of people that are reliant on you, that depend on you, that with all of these changes, you're having to do a lot of pivoting that can make it just feel like you're spinning in circles. So just by taking this little bit of time, this 30 or so minutes, to really check in with yourself, even if you feel like, I do so well in crisis, this is great, I thrive in chaotic environments, a lot of times that also comes with a disassociation from body, or a compartmentalization, where our spiritual practices are all there and our hypervigilance and focus is there, or as we call it, we have very confident Puma energy, which is that agility and that drive and that entrepreneurial spirit to create in the chaos. This can also come at detriment to the physiology. So this is going to be your opportunity to check in with your body, because consciously you may not be afraid, but it is impossible to consume all of this social media or what friends are saying, or even the energy at the grocery store, being around other frantic energy, to not pick it up physiologically. And I'm not even talking about energy in the woo sense. I'm talking about the nervous system response that is like a herd, that if one deer hears a noise and it perks its head up, they all do. Why? That is our body's natural processes telling us there is something we need to be afraid of, or a potential threat. So what I'm going to guide you through today is really checking in with your physical body. And in fact, I'm going to get closer, because we have been quite separated, and maybe you're used to being a homebody. But this is, especially as the weeks go on, you will feel physiological impacts of separation. Even if that's your natural state, is that you like isolation. So something we're going to do first is a breathing exercise that's very, very simple. And in this exercise, the whole point is for us to get you enough in your body to see what is no longer present after the exercise. Because when you're in this action, we're going to get stuff done, because you may not have a choice, that can create a lot of tension as well, and a lot of constriction, which is beautiful. Stress on the body is fantastic when it's not a state. We don't want to stay in a state of this constriction, or it causes other issues. So what we want to check in with as we go through this process is what is absent versus right now. So if you close your eyes right now in this moment and just scan your body, you may not even know what that means. Don't worry about it. Place your feet flat on the floor, starting from your toes. Just scan if you're noticing any tightness, maybe in your feet or your ankles, your knees, your hips, your abdomen, your chest, your middle back, up between your shoulder blades, above your shoulders, up here in your neck, maybe your jaw's very tight. All of this action is amazing, and it's absolutely everything that is required for leaders and innovators, entrepreneurs, caretakers, you name it. And if we aren't present to the cues the body is sending, we may get humanity to the finish line of this crisis only to collapse once we cross it. So it is imperative that we take our self-care into priority number one, so that we can continue on after this. So this exercise is really, really simple. It's 16 deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. If you struggle to breathe or you have problem nasal passage, you can use your mouth, but ideally in through the nose, out through the nose. But we want some force to it, but not force to the point of pain. It might just feel a little forced. Don't worry about if anything comes flying out of your nose. You're private in your own home. Right? Don't be afraid of what can happen. And as we inhale, exhale, I'm going to count on my fingers. After the 16th breath, we're going to inhale as much as we can, all the way deep into the belly. Think of almost like filling that lower pelvic floor with as much air as you can. And as we inhale all the way, hold it as long as you can. And when you have to finally exhale, do it slowly. Now, if you find that you've been very frustrated, make noise, but not screaming, more of a grunt, like a primal release of the frustration that you may just be like that kind of like a guttural, more of a towards the earth, very from the belly, not from the throat, not like a but more of a if you're just feeling the frustration of humanity, of being locked up in cages right now, whatever. So, or you may just want to sigh as you release, but control the breath on the way out. Okay? Once you let all of the air out, I want you to push all of it till there's nothing left, and then just be still. And we're going to sit in stillness for a couple moments, maybe a minute or two. And then I'm going to play a song on my Shruti box. And I want you to just allow your body to fully melt with the final breath. Because in allowing your body to relax, it's going to boost your immune system. It's going to show your body we don't need to hold the weight of the world on our shoulders in order to act. We don't have to be from a state of fight or flight to survive or to create. We do not have to create only from chaos. We can actually do it from ease and grace, as Giselle said, and we can do it we have enough experience. We have enough technology. We don't have to do it the hard way. And that's what I'm inviting through this exercise, is to teach your body another way of being in the chaos, so that we don't have to wait for trauma and drama in order to gain momentum or evolution. So that's my invitation for now. So let's just take one nice, regular, deep breath. It's been a crazy week, couple weeks. Now 16 deep breaths. After the 16th breath, so on the 17th, we're going to inhale all the way in, hold it as long as you can. Make sure you're seated. You might get a little dizzy. We're going to hyperoxygenate for a moment. Don't be driving your car, okay? No operating heavy machinery. On the count of 3, 1, 2, in and out through the nose. Hold. Feeling your face relax, your shoulders relax. If you've been very tense, maybe you just give another sigh to let your body know to relax. That in this moment, you have everything that you need. Scanning your body again, maybe you notice that the thoughts cleared and there's just some space. Divine guidance or answers to our prayers, whatever you want to call it, cannot enter with all the noise. Create that space. You can do this before you go to bed. You can do this when you wake up in the morning, or if you just find moments of feeling a lot of chaos in the mind. So be with this for just a moment. I'm going to play a song. You may want to keep your eyes closed so you can be in this space, in this ease, and just take nice, relaxing breaths. Let your soul shine. That's been hidden deep inside. Open your feelings. Open up your understanding. Leave your logic behind. And let your soul shine. That's been hidden deep inside. Hidden in the earth, in the plants, in the fire, underwater. Open your heart. The time is now to open up your and remember. Spirit, feel love, in order to reach the Almighty, we must first learn to be a human. In order to reach the Almighty, we must first learn to we spend so much time consumed in the fear of the potentials, of the projections, of what the could be. I'm not saying to pretend those don't exist. You can invite the other possibilities, the other potentials, the other elements that we cannot see in this moment. Of course, we want to do our best to fortify and take recommendations. Become the master of you. As Giselle said, in this moment is the greatest opportunity you'll ever have to face yourself. The relationships you're adhering to, the job you kept saying you hate, that you didn't want to be at anymore. Did your wish actually come true? You're just afraid of what that actually means now. Or maybe you realize how grateful you are for the job that's no longer there, and you'll return with a different energy of gratitude for what it provides you. We learn from perspective, and we do not have all of the perspective in this moment. And as Michelle beautifully said, there is so much that we cannot control. Everything here, at least here, we can. So fortify it with the right tools to optimize your health so that as our other family members and neighbors need support, you're in a position to do it. And to ensure that you aren't taking up a bed at a hospital, because most people that end up in a hospital right now are medical conditions that are preventable. Prioritize your health to save the lives of others. This virus is only a representation of a much bigger issue, and it's that we are sick and ill-equipped to handle how ill we have become. So take it into your hands to fortify this individual organism that is a part of the collective organism on this earth. Let's overturn more healthy cells as individuals so that we can fortify the system and create the new structures to support optimization, not avoiding death, because avoiding death is not living. I'm inviting you to live. So thank you for taking this time with me, with Giselle, and I'm going to turn it back over to Michelle. Thank you all for your time, and know that now is when you show and when you reflect the work that you've done. And you've already experienced and lived through so much. Stay focused on one thing in front of you at a time. Ask for help, yes, for help. Gather your life team, and if you need anything, get specific. Make your lists. There's groups like IntelliHelp that Ron Lynch put together. People are coming together to help, but you must be specific in what you need, which means you're going to have to figure out what you need so that we can. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ladies. I am so honored and feel so privileged that you guys agreed to do this with me. And I just really felt like this was something that was so needed right now. We just all kind of needed to take that global breath together. And so thank you so much. And y'all, like Giselle and Kole have said, and I've said today, this is a really great opportunity for you. We need to see this as the gift that it is and change our perspective so that we can receive that gift. And so thank you so much for joining us. Please continue to hold the vision for humanity to come through this just bright, sparkling, and new. So thank you all for joining us, and we will see you again soon.